I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. What am I? Fire? Welcome back to Q-Zilla Facts. Today we are doing a mega brain marathon. We have 15 tricky riddles and 15 impossible macro images. That's 30 questions, 10 points each, a total of 300 points. Can you get a perfect score? Grab a pen, track your points, and let's begin. Round 1. Look at the blurred screen. I'll give you a riddle. You have 5 seconds to solve it. Ready? Riddle 1. I have a head and a tail that will never meet. Having too many of me is always a treat. What am I? A coin. Fact check. The first metal coins were used in Lydia, modern-day Turkey, around 600 BC. Riddle 2. What gets wetter the more it dries? A towel. Fun fact. The first terry cloth towels were invented in Turkey in the 17th century. Riddle 3. I have cities but no houses. I have mountains but no trees. What am I? A map. Fact check. The oldest known world map is the Imago Mundi from ancient Babylon, created around 600 BC. Riddle 4. What runs around the whole yard without moving? A fence. Fun fact. The world's longest fence is the Dingo Fence in Australia, stretching over 5,600 kilometers. Riddle 5. I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. What am I? Fire? Fact check. Fire needs gravity to burn properly. In space, flames are perfectly spherical. Riddle 6. I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I come alive with wind. What am I? A coin. Fun fact. Ducks' quacks actually do echo, despite the popular myth saying they don't. Riddle 7. What belongs to you, but other people use it more than you do? Your name. Fact check. The most popular first name in the world is believed to be Muhammad. Riddle 8. I have keys but open no doors. I have space but no rooms. What am I? A piano or a keyboard. Fun fact. A standard modern piano has exactly 88 keys. Riddle 9. What breaks the moment you say its name? Silence. Fact check. The quietest room in the world is an anechoic chamber at Microsoft headquarters. It's so quiet you can hear your own blood flowing. Riddle 10. I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I? A joke. Fun fact. The oldest recorded joke is a Sumerian proverb from 1900 BC. Riddle 11. What has many teeth but cannot bite? A comb. Fact check. The oldest known combs date back to 5,000 years ago in ancient Persia. Riddle 12. What is full of holes but still holds water? A sponge. Fun fact. Sea sponges have no brain, central nervous system, or circulatory system. Riddle 13. I have hands, but I cannot clap. What am I? A clock. Fact check. Before alarm clocks were invented, there was a profession called a knocker-up, whose job was to tap on clients' windows to wake them up. Riddle 14. What comes once in a minute, twice in a moment, but never in 1,000 years? The letter M. The letter M is the 13th letter of the English alphabet and derives from the Phoenician letter mem, meaning water. Riddle 15. What goes up but never comes down? Your age. Fun fact. The oldest verified living person was Gina Calment of France, who lived to be 122 years and 164 days old. Awesome job on the riddles. Now for round 2. Guess what? I'll show you an extreme close-up. You have 5 seconds to pick the right option. Is this red candy a matchstick, a crayon, or a strawberry? It's a matchstick. Fun fact. Believe it or not, the lighter was actually invented in 1823, 3 years before the friction match was invented. Is this a waffle, bubble wrap, a sponge, or a honeycomb? A honeycomb. Fact check. Bees use perfect hexagons because it is the most mathematically efficient shape to hold the maximum amount of honey using the least amount of wax. Is this a tennis ball, moldy bread, a kiwi, or a caterpillar? A kiwi. Fun fact. Kiwi fruit originally came from China and was known as the Chinese gooseberry before New Zealand rebranded it. A cracked rock, a football, a coffee bean, or a baked potato? A coffee bean. Fact check. Coffee beans aren't actually beans at all. They are the pits or seeds of a fruit that looks like a cherry. Car tires, a vinyl record, a fingerprint, or a black onion? A vinyl record. Fun fact. The grooves on a record are actually microscopic canyons. As the needle rides through them, the vibrations turn into sound. Artificial grass, plastic wire, Velcro, or a toothbrush? Velcro. Fact check. Velcro was invented by a Swiss engineer in 1941, after he noticed how burrs from plants stuck to his dog's fur during a walk. A tiled roof, snake scales, dragon fruit, or a tire tread? Snake scales. Fun fact. A snake's scales are made of keratin, the exact same protein that makes up your hair and fingernails. A black hole in space, a sunflower, a human eye, or a crater. A human eye. Fact check. Your iris has 256 unique characteristics, compared to a fingerprint which only has about 40. That's why retina scans are so secure. A cannonball, a ballpoint pen, a metal planet, or a water drop? A ballpoint pen. Fun fact: the tiny ball at the tip of the pen was designed by a journalist in 1938 who wanted ink that dried quickly like newspaper ink. Swiss cheese, a kitchen sponge, the moon's surface, or a coral reef? A kitchen sponge. Fact check. Your kitchen sponge is likely the dirtiest thing in your house, holding more bacteria than a toilet seat. A mountain peak, a pencil tip, an arrow, or a piece of charcoal? A pencil tip. Fun fact: pencils don't actually contain any lead. They use a mix of graphite and clay. The lead myth comes from ancient Romans. A sponge, desert sand, bread crust, or cork? Bread crust. Fact check. Bread is one of the oldest prepared foods, dating back over 30,000 years. Plastic grass, a broom, a toothbrush, or a carpet? A toothbrush. Fun fact: before modern toothbrushes were invented in 1938, people used brushes made from the stiff bristles of a pig's neck. Snowflakes, a dandelion, spider silk, or a white feather? A dandelion. Fact check. The name dandelion comes from the French dent de lion, which means lion's tooth, referring to its jagged leaves. An orange, golf ball, a lemon, or the surface of Venus? A lemon. Fun fact: lemons contain more sugar than strawberries. They just taste sour because of their extremely high citric acid content. If you survive this challenge, hit that like button, subscribe to Q-Zilla Facts, and we'll see you in the next brain-busting episode.